What's up, Oasis kids? I'm so excited about today because we get to do something extremely special. We get to have church on your couch. That's right, today's gonna be just like any other Sunday, except we're gonna do it on our couches. But you're not sitting on a couch right now? I mean, this is called church on your couch. I feel like we should all be sitting on couches. But, okay, how about this? We can make it a game. Let's have some fun with it. Maybe you're sitting on a couch like me, maybe not. But we're gonna figure out, here's a game we're gonna play. If you were sitting on a couch, then on the count of 3, I want you to cluck like a chicken. Yeah, let's do it, okay? This will be fun, Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good, right? Pretty good, okay. Now if you are, maybe you're sitting on the floor, or you're laying on the floor, you're coloring in a coloring book or something like that. If you're doing that, let's say, let's have you meow like a cat, okay? Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Meow. Yeah, that was, I don't like cats, but that's okay, all right, here we go. Maybe you're sitting on a beanbag chair, or maybe you're in one of those like video game rockers or something like that. You're in just kind of like a funky chair or something. Let's have you guys neigh like a horse. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a donkey. Hang on. There we go. All right, they kind of look alike. One's short, one's tall. It's fine. And lastly, I know we got some kids. You can't sit still. You're up, you're bouncing, you're moving, you're so excited about church on your couch today that there's no way you're sitting on a sofa, you're laying on the ground, you're not doing anything. You're up and you're moving around. For those kids, I want you to stop where you are, freeze, and moo like a cow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was fantastic. All right, now that we got our throats all warmed up, our vocal cords are ready to go, let's sing some song together. So I want you to jump on your feet, we're going to dance, we're going to sing, we're going to have some fun with a couple of worship songs. Here we go, guys.
Get ready.
Jesus came to save us. We know there's power in his name. We owe it all to him who loved us. We owe it all to him who came. So jump up, hands in this bump, we win. So jump up, hands in this bump, we win. We know Jesus came to save us. We know there's power in his name. We owe it all to him who loved us. We owe it all to him who came. So jump up, hands in this bump, we win. So jump up, hands in this bump, we win. So jump up, hands in this bump, we win. So jump up, hands in this bump, we
Yeah,
Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Come on,
get up, let's get it started. Time to move around, let's have a party. Move to the left, move to the right, feel the beat and hang on tight. Move to the left, move to the right, feel the beat and hang on tight. Now stop and clap it out. Now stop and stomp it out. Now stop and bounce it out. Now stop and shout it out.
Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Come on,
get up, let's get it started. Time to move around, let's have a party. Move to the left, move to the right, feel the beat and hang on tight. Move to the left, move to the right, feel the beat and hang on tight. Now stop and clap it out. Now stop and stomp it out. Now stop and bounce it out. Now stop and shout it out. Yeah.
Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am.
Great job singing, guys. I'm sure y'all sounded amazing. Your parents maybe even had to run in from the other room and wonder what in the world was going on because you were singing so loud. So excellent work. Now I want everyone to try to find somewhere to sit down. Let's focus for just a few minutes because we're going to hit our need to know. That's right. Every week we do our need to know. And that's even if we're having church on your couch. So this is what we're going to do. Sit up, focus. We're going to hit our need. All right, guys. Sorry about that. A mild interruption from our worship pastor while we were trying to film this wonderful segment, Church on Your Couch, for kids. Where did we leave off? We were talking about our need to know. Every week we have a need to know, and in case you don't know, the need to know is the main thing we want you to be able to remember when you go home today. That's right. The main thing we need you to remember. So let's see what today's need to know is. Our need to know says, I will be a friend who includes others. Now that may sound really, really easy. Like, of course, I can always include my friends. That's a piece of cake. I love including my friends. But it may be a little harder than you realize. Because when we include others, that means we have to include everybody. It may mean that we have to include the kids that are maybe a little bit different than us. Maybe they dress differently, or maybe they're mean to us, or maybe they run downstairs with squirt bottles and they shoot you in the face with squirt bottles and cover you in water in the middle of your video shoot. Guess what? We even have to include those people. We have to make them our friends. Wait, Matt. But they're mean to me, or they're different, or I don't like them. Why do I have to include them? Well, the Bible tells us that we're supposed to be friends with everybody. In fact, it says that we should love our enemies. That sounds really hard. Fortunately, Jesus showed us how to include others when he included a man named Zacchaeus. See, Zacchaeus, he didn't have a lot of friends. In fact, he made a lot of enemies because he did a lot of bad stuff to a lot of people. But Jesus made sure he included them. And that's what our Bible story is about today. So this is what I want you to do. Focus, pay attention, and let's learn together about including others.
God's story, Zacchaeus. So part of God's story is about Zacchaeus, and it begins like this. Once there was a man named Zacchaeus, let's call him Zach, who lived in a town called Jericho. He was short, and he didn't have many friends. In fact, most people hated Zach. That's because he worked as a tax collector. See, back then people paid taxes just like now. But instead of sending money to the government, there were men in every city whose job was taking tax money from people. Problem is, those men usually lied. Zach, like most, took a lot of extra money from a lot of people, and all those people hated him. Anyway, one day Jesus came to Zach's town, and Zach wanted to see him, but so did everybody else. And remember how Zach was really short? Well, he couldn't see Jesus over everybody else's head. So guess what he did? He actually climbed up into a tree to look out over everybody. Now, imagine a grown man climbing up in a tree in the middle of a crowd. People probably thought he was crazy or weird. But Zach was willing to look weird if it meant getting closer to Jesus. From up in the tree, Zach watched as Jesus walked up. Jesus said, "Zacchaeus, hurry down. Today is my day to be a guest in your home." This was kind of like a famous person inviting themselves over, except way better. This invitation would change Zach's life. Zach scrambled down the tree to take Jesus to his house. Maybe he thought Jesus didn't know about all the money he had taken or how everybody hated him. But Jesus did know, and he loved Zach anyways. Other people saw this and they were mad. They said, Jesus has gone into the house of a sinner. They wondered how Jesus could love somebody who had lied and stole their money. The great thing is, Jesus loves all of us, even after we've done things we deserve to get in trouble for, or even after we actually get in trouble. When we see that Jesus loves us anyway, it makes us want to show that kind of love to others. At least that's what happened to Zach. Right away, he wanted to make things right with the people he had hurt. He knew that just saying I'm sorry wasn't enough. So he told Jesus, I'm going to give half of what I have to the poor, and anyone I cheated, I will pay back 4 times the amount of money I took. When Jesus saw that Zach was willing to accept his love and turn around and show it to others, he said, my friend, today God has rescued you. And even though Zach had been a liar and a thief who was hated by everyone, he became a friend of Jesus and a part of God's family that very day. And that's the story of Zacchaeus. So, in case you missed it, here's the quick version. Zach was short. He was a tax collector. He stole money. People hated him. Jesus came to town. Zach couldn't see him. He climbed a tree. Jesus told him to come down. Jesus went to his house. Jesus loved Zach. Others were mad. Zach made things right. He became a part of God's family. And that's a part of God's story.
What an amazing story. We got to hear about Jesus including Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was not a good guy. He was not a nice guy. Yet Jesus still included him. And because Jesus included him, Zacchaeus completely changed his life. He turned it around completely. Not only did he give the money back that he had taken from everyone, but he gave even more on top of it. And he became a generous and a nice person. So maybe you've got a kid at school that's your Zacchaeus. It's maybe a little mean or a little different, doesn't treat everybody the way they should be treated. Maybe this week, you need to include them. And if you do, you may be surprised at how Jesus is able to change their life too, just simply because you were a friend who included others. Guys, I hope you had a blast with Church on Your Couch today. I know I did, and I hope to see you next week at Oasis Kids. Peace out.